Always lovely.
Is my hair all right? He always says it's always lovely, and I know full well it isn't. I watch these back as well.
Lovely. Anyway, welcome to Neil and Jan Resellers. If this is your first time, welcome to the channel. If you're a repeat offender,
So are we.
so are we. Thanks for coming back to the channel. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, and if you're new, we're Neil and Jan. We're a reselling married couple in the UK.
Yep.
He's Neil, I'm Jan.
We're in West Sussex in England, and we go to local charity shops. We go to car boot sales.
Mainly boot sales.
Mainly boot sales.
Because we've just always been a bit boot sale obsessed, haven't
Yeah, we have really. And so we do reselling.
Everything from competition canoes to
books to...
I was just thinking, what's my best boot sale pickup ever? I know yours was the canoe.
Yeah, I picked up a canoe.
Yeah, it was...
that was worth about £700 that I bought for 200 quid. I'd literally only bought one previously about 6 weeks prior to that, exactly the same but different colour. So I had two. Well, what have you bought?
I've just bought so much over the last...
What's your
since
best?
boot sales have been going.
Well, still my best item since I've actually, so I now this is what I do trying to earn a living. It's not there yet as the money, but it's building. You've got, when you start an eBay account, it takes a while to build up and get an inventory and stuff like that. And my best,
yeah, it was about March last year.
Yeah,
we decided to do some reselling, and Neil started with a fresh account. I already had. I think I had over 500 feedback on my account just from. No.
You were selling, weren't you?
No, I've when Mum and Dad died, I sold.
Oh yes, you were selling all that stuff, yeah.
And I bought and sold a lot over 20. Not as a reseller, but I buy things for me
and then resell.
and then sell them on when I've had him. Yeah.
Anyway, this morning we have been to Faygate car boot sale. What's the date today? Do you put it in yet?
7th, I think.
7th today.
Hang on, I will check.
We'll check the date.
Oh no, it's the 6th. Sorry.
Saturday the 6th of August, 2022.
Beautiful day. It's absolutely lovely out there.
Yeah. So anyway, now I decided that really I've had a lot of, I've been buying a lot of jeans recently and some clothing bits and stuff like that. And it's the summer, so it's not actually selling that quickly, so I thought I need to buy some other things, but I don't want them to be too big. So what's the first thing that I get hold of today? I didn't want anything to be too big, so I just happened to buy a big child carrier.
But we do know that these sell well.
We do know that these sell well.
And there's a profit to be made.
I bought this for £8. And this is a Pro Action one.
That has been through a charity shop.
It has been through a charity shop, yeah. It's really nice condition. It's a bit big to actually show you properly, but anyway. So there's that. I was only going to ask the price. And then when I looked up, I'm looking at the items, and when I looked up, it's our friend Glenn. Hi Glenn. Shout out to Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
And Tony.
Cheers Glenn, he gave me a mug. Little Miss Chatterbox. Is he trying to tell me to shut up?
No, we'd never tell you to shut up. But anyway, so I wasn't actually gonna. I was just asking the price. I sometimes pick them up for as much as £10, and when he said £8, and it was Glen, and the condition of it was really good, and it was like, oh, I'm gonna have to pick it up because they sell for about £30, so there's about £20 profit in it. So I didn't really want to let that go. It wasn't what I wanted to pick up, but it was a case of, oh, I'm gonna have to pick it up, so I did. So anyway, so that's the story of my first item. Not intended to pick it up, but it was just there, sat on the floor. It was from a friend, really good condition. So anyway, first item.
And also from Glenn's store, I picked up a camera bag. It's not got a brand on it, but it's in lovely condition. Nice size.
Should
and I
sell
find these
for
always
anywhere between 10 to 25.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, if and when I list
I've sold quite a few camera bags recently, and they've gone pretty well. So actually saying that,
Slot that up there.
I also picked up a camera bag. I picked up this black camera bag, which is really nice. It actually says it's a Jessop's. You actually got
Jessop's own brand.
It's a Jessop's own
Didn't
brand.
They go down
I think Jessop's. I don't know if they got recovered or not.
Oh,
but...
quickly! She's doing an illegal thing in the garden.
All right, let me have a look.
Right, Neil's just got to run out and deal with the puppy, and she was just eating something she's not allowed to in the garden. So, got to keep your eye on these puppy dogs. I say puppy dogs. How old is she now? She's a year and about 15 months,
yeah,
I think maybe.
Like
and she was either playing with or being tormented by a pigeon this morning that kept moving from one side of the garden to the other, and she was just following it around. Neil will return presently. But anyway, Jessop's, I think.
They're a good brand. They're a good
Yeah,
camera
no, they were-
I thought they did go down.
Decent little camera shop. So yeah, I think they went bust at some point, but I didn't know if somebody else had bought them out and they continued under another name or something.
Anyway, so this camera bag, which is really nice condition, and I think I did write down some prices. I think I should be able to sell it for about £15. I did look some of the stuff up, but when I actually opened it up, there were some bits in it.
We like it when there's bits
When there's bits in it.
Because you never know what the bits are worth.
It actually had this bit in it. And this is actually it's a Canon battery grip. It's the BG8, it's the BG-E8, and it is a battery grip.
Kath used to have one of those on her SLR.
Yes.
Sure.
So it kind of enables you to that's your battery bit. It'll
so you can
hold extra battery. I think it actually powers in. You actually plug it into the camera there. So it actually gives you.
Keep stopping and changing your batteries. It will just carry on.
It'll carry on through. But not only that, it means that you can hold the camera at different directions. So because you have the one that the camera, you hold it underneath normally, and then this it's at the side, and it just means you've got more grip and extra battery. Now these brand new are like 150 quid.
Do they work on all Canon SLRs?
No, I think there is certain models.
Or is that bit interchangeable with whichever camera you've got or something?
There are certain models that will work
all
with
the
them.
Canons seem to take slightly different sized batteries, don't they? Because I know that with our Canons, then
it did have it written down. I didn't write down which ones it was.
Okay.
But anyway, that I'll say brand new are about 150 quid, and they're selling on eBay for £40 at the moment. There was some at 50, but I'm going to go for the £40 price.
So bonus.
So yeah, a really good kind of bonus item for £40. So from a £2 bag to possibly worth almost 60 quid. So that was really nice. What have you got, Jo?
Well, my first pickup was a teapot.
A teapot?
Any resellers out there, don't go rushing out and buying a load of teapots. I am somewhat obsessed with teapots, so I pick them up whenever I see them. There's not a lot of money in them at all.
Right.
So when I dine, you go out to the shed and it's full of teapots.
Teapots. Best thing we could have is a tea party.
We'll take it down the charity shop or something. But this particular one is a Typhoon, which is part of the Rayware group, and Rayware also have Price and Kensington now.
Right.
But it was just a nice Betty-shaped, spotty teapot, and I tend to look at them and think, oh, I haven't got one of those. So now I have. So I've got that one.
Excellent.
I mean, it does need a bit of a clean inside. It's to be expected on a second-hand teapot. I don't know if you can see in there.
Shall I?
where it's more the light in it, isn't
Yeah,
it? That's why I brought the torch down.
I can actually get it to see. They can see how
okay.
grimy that is within that.
But I'll be able to clean that up like new.
So yeah, that's really good.
And although I haven't got it on this channel, I have actually just bought up a bumper load of teapots from a tea shop that went out of business. So if you want to see that, you'll find that on Tales from a Broken...
Tales from a Broken Brain, is it?
I can't even remember what my channel's called.
It was either Purple Jan.
No, it isn't Purple Jan. It's Tales from a Broken Brain.
Tales from a Broken Brain. So if you haven't subscribed,
it's Tails and in dogs, because it was me with the dogs, and because I've got brain damage, literally. In case you don't know, I'm a stroke survivor and I've only got half my brain left, so that's why I'm a bit potty.
So anyway, if you haven't subscribed to Jan's channel,
just put the link down below.
I'll put the link down below, and go and subscribe to Jan's channel, because she's doing some of her show and tells are actually on that channel, along with a lot of her other stuff that she does as well.
Well, there were two reasons for that. One of them was Neil was completely edging me out of our joint videos, because I was getting like half a dozen things and he was just saying, oh, and another one and another one and another one.
Yeah.
So I was saving up and doing mine as a whole month thing for anybody that was interested in just...
Because I was buying a lot of stuff, and it was very much just me getting a whole lot of stuff.
And then more recently, he's not getting our joint videos out. How many are you backed up?
I've currently got backed up about 15 joint videos. So I've been paying more attention on the actual reselling than I have on the channel. Sorry about that, guys.
Whereas with me, because I don't edit, I just film it and it goes out as it happened. Yeah. And if I've made a mistake, whatever happens, whatever comes out of my mouth, that's what you get to see. So,
yeah. So anyway, so we have the two channels.
That's why I've got the little Miss Chatty box.
Anyway, so I went to a table and the lady had some books. They were her husband's books.
Oh, not hers.
Not hers. They were her husband's when he was doing his university course, and he's obviously doing something to do with chemistry. Now, some of the books, the first ones are not brilliant condition, but then when I asked how much, she said 20p a book, and at 20p a book, I thought, you know what, they're the kind of book that they would have cost a hell of a lot of money when they were bought. However,
and if they were sold by weight, they'd be worth a lot more.
They would be worth a lot more. However, they're not necessarily the current edition, but somebody still might want them. I've actually looked them up. They're selling for about £5. There's 5 books. So the first one is one on biology.
Actually, if I were you, I'd bundle them all together and sell them as a job lot, because the postage would probably work out better.
I'll look at the weight and do them all, and probably do them all as a job lot. Yeah, I mean, they are thick, heavy books, so I'm going to look at what the weight is going to be. So the first one's on biology. The next one's on the molecular biology of the cell. So that's one. And then we've got biochemistry.
Is that a hardback?
Yep.
Yeah, it's hardback.
Yeah,
I thought it looked in slightly better condition.
Yeah, it's a hardback. Biochemistry. Life science of biology. Now, I think you're absolutely right on packaging them together, because this guy obviously needed them for the course, so to put them all together.
Well, anybody who's interested in one would probably be interested in them all, and I was just thinking in terms of size and weight, it would probably be easier to just put the whole lot together and send, and probably a lot cheaper. Probably
stick it on for like 25 to 30 quid or something as a package, and then they've only got to pay the postage on the one as well, so it'd be a lot cheaper. So, but yeah, I think you're absolutely right. So basically, for the 5 books, I paid £1, which was really good. And if I can get 25 quid, maybe 30 quid for it, plus postage, that would probably be really nice. So, yeah, so that was that one. Really happy with those.
And I bought another teapot, and this one was as much
teapot.
because I really enjoy the challenge of cleaning it. I do. Would you like to show everybody how minging that is?
How minging this one is?
Do you want the torch?
No, I think we might say. I think it shows up quite. No, actually, it doesn't show up on this one.
No, it doesn't.
It is that minging in that one, but it doesn't actually show up. That's pretty minging.
It is a vintage pot. It's about 1980s, I think, that one.
It looks like it's been used for 20 odd years, 40 odd years. Yeah.
It looks as though it's been used for 40 years and nobody has ever washed it up or cleaned it in any way at all.
Isn't that good
but
patina?
It's in lovely condition.
Isn't that the patina?
Patina.
Patina.
And yes, it would be if it was something like a piece of furniture. But when it's something that you're going to actually put food stuff in, you don't really want patina. You want clean. And you know, I like to get mine spotlessly clean. I like to soak them in Milton, which is what you clean baby stuff in. Yeah. Yeah. This one is it says C&M on the bottom, which I'd never come across before. That's a Cloacium Masterman, made in Castleford, and it's actually a 1950s teapot. Lovely feel to the handle.
1950s. That's 70 years old.
Careful, I was born in the 50s.
No, it's well, if it's 50s, there's 50 years to the century, and then there's 20 years, so that's 70 years. Like, if it was 1950, not 50s.
No, I gave him a clue. I just said I was born in the 50s, the very late 50s.
Yeah,
but he knows how old I am.
Yeah, I do know how old you are. I'm just thinking.
You didn't have your meds, did you?
No. But hang on. 50 and 22 is what? 50 and 22 is what?
72. I am not 72.
No, but you said
50s.
1950s. So if it was 1950...
Yeah, 1950, but there's a whole decade. When you put the S on the end, that's 10 whole years.
Get me my meds, get me my meds.
But anyway, a teapot that's nearly as old as I am, but I'm not nearly as dirty.
That's what we say on film. Right, what else do I have? Shoes! I bought some shoes. Now, for those of you have been watching
drink?
No, I've still got some in there.
Because you don't want to get any on there, it'll ruin them.
For over the last month, I've been in the Daily Refinement mentoring group.
Which is why none of their films are being edited, because all of Neil's spare time and some of mine is going into online Zoom
meetings and is learning about items to buy and stock and how to run eBay and all that kind of stuff. And some of it is, I hope, is paying off, because they do I call it a call because it's on Zoom. It's a Zoom call, and then they record the calls so that we can watch them back later. One of the calls is a shoe call that they do, and they were talking about Converse. And to me, Converse are quite a very kind of light kind of. I did get two of them. Are quite a light kind of shoe, and I've never really thought about them. But they were saying about Converse actually selling quite well. Now they're in America and obviously over here, but I for once in my life actually got out my phone and looked up how much these were worth over here. But what I actually looked for is what was being talked about on the call, and apparently when you look at the sole of the shoe, quite often it's common obviously to look to see if that part and that part is worn. Which is quite often isn't, but with the shoe, apparently you've got these lines that go across, and they should be all the way around the edge. But if they're worn, quite often you'll get the back edge will be flat and won't have the lines. So it's a very good way of telling whether the back has been worn. And as you can see on these, they actually have the lines all the way around. See, we can actually tell that the back hasn't been worn. And that's a little tip that I learned from the mentoring group. But there are so many of these little tips on so many different items. But this was just one that I picked up. And so being able to see that the soles weren't worn, I picked these up for £5 today. Now, looking at them, these should sell on a fixed price, not an auction, on fixed price. These should sell for about £20. So I picked them up for £5. So that should be, you know, by the time the fees and whatever, there should be a good £10 profit. So anyway, I picked those up. Jan?
I found another teapot. I'm only paying £1 each for my teapots this morning, so I'm not spending a lot of money. This one is pristine. All it says on the bottom is pristine England. It's just kind of engraved into it. And that's, again, vintage. That's 1980 to 90.
It's lovely blue.
And made in Staffordshire.
Yeah. Is that one clean?
It's a lot cleaner than the others.
It still needs to clean, but
I would still clean it before I send it out. But I would think that if anybody's going to use a teapot, even if it comes to them clean, they would still
I would hope, yes, absolutely.
You don't know. And 2 of the teapots that I got from the cafe were full of broken glass.
Right. Yes. So
you know, that's another thing you've got to be really careful of. But anyway, a good one for my collection.
The next thing that I was not planning to pick up. Now, I say I wasn't planning to pick it up, but I have picked them up lots of them before, and they've sold really well. Is the coffee pod machines. This is a DeLonghi. It's a DeLonghi thing, but it's a Nescafe. A Dolce Gusto?
Yeah, Dolce Gusto. I think it's Italian, isn't it?
Probably, but it's the pod machine. It's the pod machine. I saw this one because this is quite a nice shape one. I kind of like the shape of this one. And they asked for £5. In fact, the lady said £5, and the guy said, "You're selling it for £5?" By that time, we'd already agreed.
Like I say, he was obviously in the shop with her when she bought it.
Yeah. So anyway,
and that's what it cost originally.
So that was £5. I say, they're quite big to store and to post, but they tend to sell for anywhere between £17.50, which is quite precise.
And they're quite a regular seller for you, aren't
they? They are, yeah, and up to about £23. So that gets them to shift quite quickly, within that kind of price range. So what I'd normally stick it on for like £23, and then if someone wants an offer, I might take it down to like 19 quid or something, depending how much they haggle. I'll kind of let them go for 17.50 is kind of like my lowest normally, but that normally means that there's easily a good £10 profit on them. And they do tend to shift quite quickly. So yeah, I was quite happy with that one. Jan, what have you got left?
Well, I found this ornament which I bought for me.
Right.
Which is it's like a cow or a bull laying down. I don't know what it's made out of. It's some sort of stone type
chip.
Or I don't think that's a chip, is it?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway, even if it is, because it's mine.
Yeah, and it looks good.
And my thought behind getting it was, if I ever did start an eBay store, which I may one day, most of the stuff that I pick up is China.
Yeah.
I had the whole thing about the bull in the China store. And I found this little chap, girl, whichever. And by the way, I have to just mention this, because when I was looking online about things about bulls in China shop, china shops, there was a Mythbuster, and I thought, Mythbuster? What's a myth about a bull in a china shop?
Yeah.
But they said, right, we all know the story, so they got a large kind of arena area, put freestanding shelves all around it, spaced out, and then put china all over these shelves, and then released a bull.
Right.
Expecting the ball to go and knocking all the shelves over, china flying in every direction, and nothing. The ball was running around, carefully navigating through all these shelves, didn't touch it, didn't do anything. So they released a second ball.
Right.
So both of them were chasing each other, and not one single thing got broken. Nothing got knocked down.
Wow.
Nothing got broken. So the whole thing about bull in a china shop has been myth busted. Have a look online, it's quite funny to watch that one. But anyway, so I bought that, and then I thought, my idea was if I got a little mini tea set and then maybe hung a couple of things from the horns, it would look good. So I picked up the tea set, but the ornament had already gone back to the car, and I wasn't sure of the size, and the size is actually wrong. So I spent £1 on a little mini tea set that I don't want. I'm going to have to give that away to somebody's child. No, it won't work. It just looks wrong.
It's too big, isn't it?
But however, if you just move that bag for me, it would work if you just had a photo of just the bull with some china.
Yeah.
And arranged it. I don't know if the angle, will the camera pick that up at the bottom there?
Hang on.
Oh, well, you get the idea anyway. Oh, now Neil's decided to go and be all... Yeah, so if you can see that, I think it works, you know, just like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll work.
And
Anyway.
If a cow and a bull are laying down, how do you tell the difference? I mean, as I was saying to Neil earlier, it's only really the ring through the nose, and he said, but they're not born with it.
I know.
And he's like, no, they're added later.
Yeah.
Well, you actually said that's just put there for the farmer to lead them around, and I said, no, they're not born with them.
Yeah. So,
But anyway, so I've got my ornaments, so if I do go ahead and open a shop and flog my teapots and various other bits and pieces that I pick up.
I've got two last items.
Oh, I've got one last item.
Oh, but
so
do more
two
than...
last items.
Two last items. So
there's an ultimate and a penultimate.
There's another coffee machine. I wasn't planning to pick up coffee machines or the child carriers. This is another of the. It's the same brand. It's just a different. It's a different model. But yeah, I picked this one up for £3. And again, it should sell for about 20. So yeah, that's that one.
Yeah, because what I keep saying to Neil with everything that we pick up is, you know, think about real estate.
Yeah, how much
space is this going to take up?
Yeah.
And I call that real estate, and
yeah,
we're running out.
We are. My last item is this coat. Now I've been picking up jeans and I've been trying to learn about brands, and a reasonable brand is Hollister. So I saw this Hollister coat. You can see it. You can see it says Hollister on the label.
It's got like a fleecy lining.
A fleecy colour lining.
It smells granny-ish, but it doesn't look granny-ish.
I paid £2 for it, and I've looked them up, and I can see that they're selling for about 20 to 25 quid. So from £2 to 25 quid.
Yeah, it's in lovely condition.
Quite happy with that.
Just needs a bit of hanging outside for
a while. Hanging outside. So yeah, I say again, the thing is with car boot sales is you never know what you're actually going to see, and sometimes you have to.
It's the thrill of the hunt, isn't it?
Well, primarily, I went around the whole boot sale first of all this morning, looking for cameras, and I didn't see a single camera that I wanted to buy, and there was hardly any. The only cameras were like way older than what I kind of pick up.
But it is the law of the boot sale, isn't it? That when you see one of something, then you'll see that continuously all round. Like, you know, with teapots today, you know, some weeks I might go and not see one at all.
Yeah. And other times there's the only other thing that I have to watch out for is, you know, because I do like to look out for cameras. The only other problem with that is that sometimes there are cameras and there's lots of them, but the person who's selling them is a trader and knows what they're worth and is selling them for, is basically trying to sell them for eBay prices in a field.
Yeah, like charity shops. You know, everybody's saying, "Oh, well, it's worth this," and it's actually not necessarily, because that they might not be looking at sold prices. They're just looking at what people are asking, and asking price is completely different from sold.
Even if they're looking at sold, you know, the idea, the fact that there are eBay is across like 180 countries, and you've got all those people looking for items compared to who's actually looking for what they've got in the field. You know, there's what, 300 to 500 people in a field, and how many percentage of them are actually looking for cameras? So, or whatever the item is, you know.
Yeah, so and whatever you're selling, it's only worth what somebody's willing to pay for it.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was my last item. Jan, have you got a last item?
Yeah, my last item. Here's yet another teapot. It's a 2-cup teapot. And this one still has the shop label on it, and it's Price and Kensington, and this is in the new matte finish, which actually is quite smooth to touch,
quite tactile,
but it doesn't have the glossy finish.
Yeah.
And that's in taupe. Taupe, yeah. It had a £2.50 label on it, and I thought, oh, that's quite pricey for a teapot. Even pricey to get it. Even if it is brand new, that's quite a lot of money. But I said, would you take £150?
Yeah.
And he was happy to, so.
Brilliant.
Because I don't know how many of this size I've got now. It's one of those things, you know, I keep thinking, oh, well, I haven't got that colour.
Yeah.
I've got that brand and that's...
No,
Don't tell me you want to write a letter.
She wants to write a shopping list. She wants more treats. Anyway, so that's all of our stuff today. Have you got anything else you want to add? Apart from like and subscribe to Jan's channel, Tales from a Broken Brain. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, really consider subscribing. If you've got to this point in the film, you really should be a subscriber.
Let's give stars out or medals or something if you get to this point in any of our videos.
Anyway, hope you really enjoy it.
So we're sort of gearing up because it looks like it's going to be fabulous weather this week, and it would be criminal to not go to a boot sale when it's like this.
It is.
I didn't want to come home today. It was such lovely.
It was lovely.
I was really enjoying it, but you know, by that time I was in pain, and you were saying that you'd run out of money, and kind of. We've had a bit of a short month, haven't we?
It has. It's obviously the summer slowdown. It's you know, you've got all the people that are off on their holidays and stuff like that. That aren't necessarily buying on eBay. Saying that, it could just be I've just not got the right stuff listed for this time of year. I'm not a particularly seasonal seller. But then you've got, if you are a seasonal seller, you've very much got to have something for every season, and you've got to have the stock that will sit there waiting for the right season. So that's just not us at the moment.
Yeah, so it's off to the boot sale again in the morning.
Yeah.
We didn't say that this morning when we were just turning into the field to go in, and there was a car right in front of us, broken down, and a couple of the parking guys were pushing it, and nobody could get into the field because of this car in front. So Neil was a hero, and he got out and went running up. One of the few times you ran these days.
Yeah, I don't run much these days.
And you went up to tell them that she was turning or something, and you can't...
As we were pushing, she was trying to turn to go uphill whilst we were manually trying to push, and you can't push a car up. You're not going to push.
Can't push water uphill either.
No, but
you can't push up and round the corner.
You can't push as the car's trying to go up. There's too much effort. You've got to go straight. So she had to push and go straight, and then she also, and then we'll be trying to bump start her. So I have to let them know that you've got to be in second or third gear to bump start. The first gear is just too hard.
I think I would have got out and said, "Do you want to do it?"
Do you want to do it? But anyway, it's all good. We got started, and then we were able to get in.
And then it unblocked the entrance, and all the cars flooded in after us, didn't they? Because some of the sellers were quite late this morning, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
And because Billy doesn't open the field until 8 o'clock to buyers, so it gives you plenty of time to get in, get all your wares out and everything. But there were so many empty tables when we got in there.
Yeah. I think they sneak round and try and buy things before we get in there.
Well, that I don't have a problem with anyone doing that, but you would think if they're going to do that, they would be one of the first ones in.
Yeah.
Then they could sneak round, then put stuff out, and then be ready when we all go in at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. So are we going to one tomorrow?
We are.
So we're going to one tomorrow.
Which one yet?
And so watch out for that film. Obviously there'll be the walking round and the show and tell afterwards.
And you were saying that because we've got such a big backlog, you're going to start doing a film every day and putting one out every day.
I'm going to try and put one out every day. However, you won't know that until they've already been out, because right now this will be the last film that hasn't gone up.
Oh, you're not going to put this one out for...
No.
Because this is a quick one. It's only... We haven't bought much, so you could have done this quickly.
No, it'll be out of kilter. So, no, this one will be...
So unless you're a time traveller, too late.
They've already been out one a day, every day, for the last 14 days.
Whereas whatever I film, I just stick it out there.
Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed that, and we shall talk to you guys soon.